Welcome back to Kirby's Dream Course. It's time for Course 5, probably my least favorite course in the game for a number of reasons. It's still kind of an okay course though it has a lot of annoying obstacles, and you can't get a hole-in-one on all of the holes, which is sad for any course. Fortunately, that only happens in courses 3, 5, 6, and 7 and 8 are pretty much tasks only. Anyways, for this first hole, you would think that you're supposed to use that dash plate, hit the arrow, get the parasol, land on that needle, and stop there. But no, what you're actually meant to do, I guess, is to use this really wacky chip shot with some spin here to hit both the Kabu and the parasol enemy. I know the names of all the enemies without powers, but I don't know the names of enemies with powers. Anyways, it took a while for me to line this up right. I had to think about where I was going to land, considering that this isn't going to be a full power shot. If it's a full power shot, then I miss one of the enemies. Okay, this almost full power there. There's one. Bounce up to get the parasol, and I have to get off the hill if I want to have a chance at a hole-in-one. I'm not gonna get it. The hole-in-one is very, very precise. But still, that's a really good two-shot. Much more consistent than my old strategy for this hole, which involved stopping where the needle was and then just bouncing up to the hole, which would be at the top of the slope. Very, very annoying. This strategy is much more consistent, though. Okay, hole 2. For this hole, you want to get that ice power or freeze or whatever, and then, you know, pretty obvious hole-in-one strategy, go across the surface of the water there and into the hole. But to do that, you have to be very precise with this shot. You need to use just barely enough power to get over the hill and drop onto the ice power, and you still need enough speed to get into the hole here. Very simple hole-in-one, though it's very, very precise also. Something tells me you could probably use the parasol at the end of the hill to guarantee that you slide off and then can just glide down to the freeze power. Anyways, this hole's to blame for the fact that you can't get a hole-in-one on every hole in this course. It's really annoying to hit the pumpkin enemy here because, you know, you have to hit it at exactly the correct height. Too high or too low means you'll just fly right over or under it. Here's an interesting property of the ice power, though. If you use the ice power while you're in the air, then you'll keep your airborne velocity, but when you land, you do not bounce. So it's very easy to, you know, if you just want to get over one obstacle and not bounce into another, that's pretty useful. Came in handy on that hole. I don't think you can get a hole-in-one on this hole either. Course 5's really bad about it. I think I take 3 shots to finish this hole, which is kind of unfortunate. So first we're going to use some backspin to hit the Kabu enemy at the top of the hill, and then bounce back into the freeze enemy. Pretty simple so far. And now we need to... I hope I don't end up too close to the wall. Okay, we're good. So I think you could, oh yeah, I wound up not using freeze. I wonder what would have happened if I had used freeze there. I could try it out sometime, I guess. I just used spin to bounce on the surface of the water instead, and getting into the hole is pretty simple. I'd say Kirby got his groove back, because after hitting the rim of the hole, there's going to be a groove right across his body, wouldn't you say? Ah, that joke failed so bad. 5th hole. Ooh, I like where this is going. Lots and lots of tornado enemies. That's my 3rd favorite power in the game. We'll see what the top 2 are on the next 2 courses, but until then, you've got to use the tornadoes to get over to the high jump power. And then with your high jump, this is really difficult to angle, by the way, because you have no idea which direction you're actually facing with the tornado until you actually jump. But that's the idea behind this hole. And though I did not get a hole-in-one, it's possible. You just need to find the exact angle for hitting the pumpkin enemy. These holes seem to be demanding a lot of tech out of the player, which is interesting. Okay, next up is a really, really difficult hole. So you have to use that dash power to get over here. I guess the warp is possible, but considering the angle you'll be entering it at, probably not. So we have to get the first enemy, then we have to hit this dash plate. And we go right underneath Kracko, who for some reason decided not to zap us. He's not doing any zapping today, but he is going to give us a little boost there. Thanks, Kracko! You've been helpful for once. There's actually a hilarious video somewhere on the internet where somebody lands in the dead center of Kracko and something hilarious happens. They just get stuck inside the hitbox and like Kirby just shoots out of the bottom of Kracko. It's really hilarious to watch. I should find it actually. Okay, you can get a hole-in-one in this hole. It's very, very difficult and probably not for the faint of heart, as in TAS only. So, what do you think you have to do? Does it have anything to do with that stone power at the top of the hill? You aren't gonna use it, but there is something weird you have to do. Actually, I think this may be 100% intentional. What you have to do is use a curve shot, and this is the weirdest thing ever. Look at that. I missed the arrow. I was going for it, but it's probably not necessary. 1 Waddle Dee, 2 Waddle Dees. Make it 3, make it 3! Yes! Of course, we have to get the Waddle Dee that we missed. This is gonna be tricky. If I wind up getting into the hole after this shot, then it would be the strangest shot I've ever made, probably. This is a really strange hole in general. Oh, I accidentally put spin on it. That might not be good. Oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. Come on, just a little... Oh, I was off by just a little bit again. Can you believe that? The angle was off just a little bit. Maybe some more top spin would have helped. So we're on the last hole and we have 15 shots taken. The gold medal for this course is actually very lenient. I think I get 17 and still wind up with gold. So this looks kind of simple. Simple for a two-shotter anyways. Grab the spark, up the hill. Get the high jump. Now, was I supposed to angle myself slightly? Because, you know, as I come back here, I'm forced to use the high jump if I want to get over the dash panel there. But I need the high jump to get over that hill, too. So, maybe I was supposed to have my angle be off slightly. Anyhow, pretty simple to get into the hole now. The air vents were very helpful there. They gave me just the right amount of speed. So that's course 5 done. Coming up next is my favorite course in the game, even though it doesn't contain my number 1 power. Which is pretty weird. With just 1 hole-in-one, we got 17 shots. Will that be enough for a gold medal? It is! Excellent! These are getting more and more difficult to get gold medals on, I feel. But I'm managing it so far. Maybe the next course will change it. No, actually it won't, because I keep doing these over and over again until I get a gold medal in every course.